Fantastic Four trailers have been making waves, and they're packed with more secrets, Easter eggs, and multiverse setups than anyone could have seen coming. From the 1960s retro future vibes to possible Galactus threats lurking in the shadows, let's break down everything you missed. Right from the start, the trailer confirms we're looking at a separate universe from the main MCU timeline. The Fantastic Four exist in their own reality, set firmly in 1963, the exact year the comics first hit shelves. And if you spotted that Life magazine on Reed's desk with President Johnson on the cover, that was an actual December 1963 issue. Marvel is telling us this world comes straight from Silver Age comic DNA. The world looks the part too. Retro-futuristic buildings inspired by designer Sid Mead tower over New York. The Baxter Building stands sleek and curved, channeling that Jetson-style optimism of what 1960s folks thought tomorrow would look like. This isn't just period accurate, it's designed to capture a very specific vision of the future as seen through the eyes of past eras. The Baxter Building. The Baxter Building isn't just where our heroes hang out, it's positioned as the center of this world itself. Marvel's deliberately asking a question by opening with that elevator shot. What if this building, not Stark Tower, had always been the heart of the Marvel Universe? The building connects directly to the Excelsior launch pad, a name that references both Stan Lee's famous catchphrase and New York State's motto. Built into the East River, the launch pad ties their scientific fame directly to the space race, defining that era. Every corner of the building screams both legacy and forward momentum at the same time. Public attention seems to be a major theme throughout. Reed and Sue are giving a tour not just of their headquarters, but essentially opening up their lives to the world. This is a family living under constant scrutiny, but they've chosen this path themselves. Since Ben couldn't hide his rocky transformation, Reed made sure none of them would have to hide. A touching gesture to someone with self-confidence issues. Family secrets and cosmic threats. A major part of the newest trailer is the revelation of Sue's pregnancy. If she gives birth in peace, it'll be Franklin Richards who comes crawling out. A character with reality-bending powers who could be the real reason Galactus comes calling to begin with. Later in space, when Reed gently touches Sue's flickering face, she looks distressed, almost like she might be giving birth. Could they be trying to deliver their child safely away from Earth? If Franklin's birth is a truly multiverse-level event, that changes everything about what we're expecting. When the screen shifts from grainy 4:3 to widescreen cinema format, it's not just for show. It's storytelling through the medium itself. Similar to what WandaVision did, director Matt Shakman is using format changes to tell the story. Presented in Fantastic Vision frames this movie as a kind of documentary, in a sense, a retro broadcast from the Future Foundation itself. Ben Grimm really steals the show, both visually and emotionally. In this timeline, he's already embraced as a public figure. He even lifts a car for kids on Yancey Street, his old neighborhood. It's a beautiful flip from the comics, where his appearance often scared people. Here, he's actually beloved for once. But there's still that darker edge, too. We see him staring at his former self on TV, clearly haunted by what he's lost. That watch he checks during the meteor shower, the one some fans thought might be tracking cosmic activity, it's probably synchronized with their Sunday dinner. He's confirming the event arrives right on schedule. Some viewers suspect he might be expecting something horrible to occur and always wants to be present. The Silver Surfer and Silent Threats.
Your planet is now marked for death.
The Silver Surfer will definitely appear, but not as Norrin Rad, like many expected. Julia Garner is playing Shallowball, who was his lover in the comics and a cosmic ruler in alternative continuities. In one universe, she becomes the Surfer instead of him. Marvel is pulling from those less known but rich corners of the comics to reshape the story and give us something fresh and fun. Her question, "Are you the protectors of this world?" sounds less like casual conversation and more like a test. And interestingly, we don't really know what the answer is. We don't know what follows this confrontation. One thing we do know for sure is that Marvel is playing it smart with Galactus. He's never directly shown in the marketing, but his presence hangs over everything. Atmospheric disturbances, countdown clocks, meteor showers. It all echoes Fantastic Four issues number 48 to 50, the original Galactus trilogy that began it all. If the trailers feel increasingly unsettling toward the end, there's a good reason. The meteor shower isn't random space debris. It's almost certainly caused by the sinister forces entering Earth's atmosphere. In the comics, Uatu the Watcher tried to hide Earth from Galactus, creating cosmic illusions to protect us, but the Surfer found us anyway. That same scenario might be playing out again, in catastrophic fashion. Hidden connections and future setups. The blue area of the moon isn't just random comic lore, it's also been teased before. The What If series finale places Uatu there, watching over an Earth created by Strange Supreme. The moon also features heavily in concept art, and Johnny's flight suddenly stopping midair as he stares outward strongly suggests he's seeing something crazy. Maybe not just the Surfer, maybe something bigger. The Watcher has saved other versions of Reed Richards before. That line might finally connect to Pedro Pascal's Reed in this movie, making Fantastic Four. First Step's the first true crossover between Disney Plus cosmic storylines and the cinematic multiverse. There's a moment in Times Square showing the team standing on what looks like a bronze plaque. Some think it's a monument to their first mission. Most likely, it references Mole Man, the villain from Fantastic Four #1. That story featured a giant monster bursting through the ground in Manhattan. The trailer recreates that vibe perfectly. Given the long-standing casting leaks, Mole Man might appear in a montage sequence to set things up. A kind of, here's what they've been up to, before the real threat arrives and steals the showtime. Doom on the horizon. Although all of this is very exciting, there's one name barely mentioned but deeply felt throughout the build-up to this movie. Dr. Doom. Many believe his presence is already being hinted at in the trailers, not with obvious shots but through thematic setup, building the bridge to his story playing out over time. Doom and Reed are mirrors, both brilliant scientific minds with fractured ideals and mistakes in their actions. If Galactus brings cosmic danger, Doom represents the human threat, calculated, jealous, and always a few steps ahead. The perfect villain to balance the story. Then there's that chalkboard scene. Reed stands in front of a curved multiverse diagram with an enter-exit portal. Some thought it was just sci-fi background noise, but those symbols match actual physics equations for black holes, white holes, and Einstein-Rosen bridges. In Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four comics, Reed builds a device called the Bridge to view alternate universes. Through it, he discovers the interdimensional council of Reeds, dozens of versions of himself trying to fix the multiverse through a coordinated effort. Joining them means abandoning your family forever. For some Reeds, that's unthinkable. For others, it's an absolute necessity that doesn't even need a second thought. The seeds of that storyline are hiding in plain sight. The bridge design, the diagrams, and most importantly, the tone. Reed already sees beyond Earth, beyond this timeline entirely. He's always been someone to prepare for things we don't even know are coming. That phrase, presented in fantastic vision, might sound like just a cute tagline, but it's layered with deeper meaning, waiting to be unraveled. Just as Panavision changed movies in the 1960s, Fantastic Vision might reflect Reed's attempt to control not just science, but narrative itself. He doesn't just lead a team, he produces their public image. From game shows to science broadcasts, he's controlling how the world perceives them. This would be a really interesting story thread to explore, since half the work of a superhero is keeping up a good public image, something that Spider-Man and Iron Man both found out the hard way. It takes real effort to make these things work smoothly, and if anyone could pull it off, it's Reed. If Marvel adapts all these different storylines from the comics, everything happening could be about the ultimate form of protection. Reed masking the presence of his family, or worse, deliberately drawing Galactus in just to neutralize him before Franklin arrives, and the future of the Fantastic Four is put at greater risk. And while the trailers pack in all this dense information and layered storytelling, one major piece still hasn't been fully explored: the implication that this version of the Fantastic Four may not even survive their own debut. Marvel isn't just telling us a story of heroes rising. They might be telling us a story of heroes being recorded, remembered, and possibly mourned. The documentary-style framing, the nostalgic format of visuals, even the phrase "first steps" could all point to a tragic inevitability. If Galactus does arrive in this film, and all signs suggest he will come swinging, this Earth might be doomed from the beginning. The Fantastic Four may end up being remembered not just as explorers of the unknown, but as the first casualties in a much bigger war. This war, of course, is the multiverse saga's endgame. Fantastic Four. First steps may be the ignition point for the greater arc that leads directly into the Doomsday and Secret Wars projects. With Reed Richards, the Council of Reeds, the arrival of Galactus, and the looming threat of Franklin Richards' power, Marvel is laying the groundwork for a multiversal reshaping of reality itself. The Fantastic Four aren't just joining the MCU. They're becoming the keystone of everything that comes next in the huge phase of storytelling about to unfold in the coming years. Their story is the bridge between earthbound conflict and cosmic consequence. Now, that's not to say they're just going to die and stay dead. The multiverse is very much prevalent and we'll almost certainly see these characters again, but in a very different form, which will make things with Franklin all the more interesting if he's the sole survivor of his Earth's devastation at the hands of their foes. It's also no coincidence that so many cues echo The Incredibles, a team that itself was based on the Fantastic Four. From the family-centered drama to the retro-futurist setting, this isn't just a basic homage, it's also a reclamation. Marvel is reminding audiences that they created the original superhero family. They're the OGs. And now with modern technology, mature storytelling, and a multiverse bursting at the seams, they're ready to bring them back to the forefront, and this time with bigger stakes, far stranger science, and a whole lot more danger. So what are you most looking forward to with the Fantastic Four and their proper introduction to the MCU? Do you think Franklin's gonna get a chance to excel? Or will his planet be wiped out long before he's able to protect it? Will the family of supers have a long life on our screens, or is their time limited? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, drop it a like. And if you want to see more Marvel and DC content, click the video on screen now.